Hi, welcome to the next card in today's card class. I hope you're enjoying the design so far. This is my favourite card in the whole of the this month's set of cards, so I do hope you enjoy making it. For me, this is my sort of signature signature design. I love using this technique. For some reason, my mind always goes towards circles rather than any other shape, so I hope you enjoy putting this one together. So you're going to need some fussy cut pieces. I've gone with about 8. Now it's entirely up to you which pattern you use, but I've tried to focus on just the small balls from one of the sheets, but it's entirely up to you what you use. There's quite a few pieces that you need for this card design. All the measurements are in the email, so do check back there. The card base is actually a tent-fold card base, meaning that it stands like a tent. Again, use any patterned paper that you wish. I've gone with this sort of check paper, but this would also look quite nice as well, the green. But I'm going to stick with the check. Okay. So you can go ahead and stick that bit down nice and flat. You then have a piece of the craft card, which again you can stick down nice and flat. Okay. And then for the time being, we're going to put this card to one side and work on our decoration. Okay, so that's just in the centre. I think that's centred. My eyes aren't very centred at the moment. So we'll pop that to one side. Okay, and then for your circle decoration, you're going to need this lovely craft card scallop circle. Now there is a front and there is a back, but there's not much in it, so just sort of have a little eye and see what you want to use. Now that is going to stick on there, but before we stick that down, we're going to decorate this piece. So for this, you're going to need some Stampin' Dimensionals and your die cut pieces. Okay, now some of my pieces I've actually been cut off the edge of the paper, so don't worry too much if you've got some like that. They will come in really handy for this design. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this a little bit because some of them you only need a small bit. Okay, so if you have those ones that go up to the edge, just put them so that they come off the edge. Okay, so the idea of this, and I'm going to lay mine down first just to sort of eyeball if I think things are in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to put that one up there because that will come off the edge. Let's have one like that. Like so. Okay, try and pop some over the edge if you can. Now with mine, you'll see that there's some bits underneath. Now the reason that there's bits underneath on this one is because I left quite a big gap between my baubles, whereas on this one they're a little bit more, there's less of a gap. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to move that up a little bit, put that one over there, and I'm going to have another red one down here. Okay, so just have a little play, and when you're happy, stick them all down with dimensionals. Now this would work with any shape. I've used the layering circles for mine, but if you've got the layering squares, that would also work, or the layering ovals would look beautiful as well. But of course there's lots and lots of different shapes in our catalogue, so there's lots of choice. Okay, I'm just going to move that one over a little bit. That's better. The trick with this is to try and not let them overlap. Now that one there is going to come, let's come off the edge, hasn't it? So let's just cut another one out quickly, because actually I need a full one there. Sadly there isn't a die for these small baubles, so just if you're going to use this shape you'll need to fussy cut. Okay, much better. Not put it on upside down, that would help. Lovely, so you've now got your shape. It doesn't look like a circle anymore, so you're going to turn it over and then you're going to take your snips and you're going to follow the edge of the circle, just trimming off those overhanging pieces. Push all our little rubbish pieces to one side. We're then going to bring our scallop back in and we're going to stick that down to the scallop. Okay. And that's being stuck down flat. Okay. So then you have a piece of basic white card. Now before we stick that down, we're going to do a little bit of stamping on it. So we're going to bring in my little grid paper, and the stamp that I'm going to use is this one here. Okay. Now if you haven't got the stamp set, don't worry, you could use another background image from another stamp set, or you can just leave it plain. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use Crumb Cat Sahara Sand for my stamping, so I'm just going to put a few of these little candy whirls around, and I'm going to do a bit of first generation and second generation, and obviously no one's going to see that at the top, are they? So then when we put this on, you get a little bit of that background showing. You don't want too much, but before we stick that down we are going to add our ribbon. Okay, so bring in your ribbon, which is here, and you're going to cut a piece that's just a little bit wider than the card. Okay, this is my little technique for saving your ribbon and getting your bows just how you want them to be. Okay. So you need a little bit of washi tape or some tear and tape double-sided to just secure that ribbon in place, like so. Okay, well mine is wonky, just what you need. But this is what washi tape is great for, because it's repositionable. You can get it just where you want it, and then you can pop it back on. So now you can stick this piece down. Like so. And then we're going to stick this on. Okay. How have I stuck that on? That's with dimensionals as well. So this card, there's a lot of depth on this card. So just remember that when you go to post it. Pop that down in the centre, like so. And then you're going to tie a bow. It doesn't need to be a big bow. So. Okay. I'm going to pop the bow on like so, and that's going on with some glue dots. like so. That looks really sweet. And then for the sentiment, we're going to do a little bit of heat embossing. Okay, so for the heat embossing, I'm going to use this one, Wishing You a Merry Christmas, and we're just going to trim it down slightly. So just give it a little wipe with your embossing buddy. Feel free to use another sentiment if you don't have this set, or you'd rather it say something different. It's entirely up to you. Let's give that a little heat. That's it. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to trim the Merry and the Christmas off. Okay. This is a great way of adapting sentiments and making them work for your projects. Okay, so then now we can take our Merry Christmas like so. You're going to finish the front off by just adding a few of your little red gems that are in your kit, and then for inside your card you've just got a few other little pieces. Okay, so I did have, here it is. So you've got a piece of basic white, and the reason I've added the extra piece of basic white is just to add some strength to your card, because the card is quite front heavy. With a tent fold card you have to make sure they're evenly weighted, or they just don't work. They kind of splay out and end up as flat cards. Okay, so add that there. And then this little piece like so. Okay, I have got another bauble to add, but I've used my bauble on the front, so I need to cut another one, but I will do that afterwards. Trim off any excess, and there you have your next card all done. My favourite in the kit. I do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Bye.